Hey leadership students, this video here is going to be about still if you're leading drills during class, you've gotten past the point of just assisting, staying off to the sides, assisting and coming in and helping correct things when you see them, or past the point of just leading a warm-up, now you're leading drills during the class. So specific drills geared towards specific goals, getting their front stances better, getting their power better on a side kick or flexibility higher on a front kick, all those type of things. So if you're at that level then, and we've already had a video discussing you need to have a goal for it, you need to be finding ways to pump the students up to keep them excited about it, then the other thing that is a huge deal when you're leading drills of any kind, whether you're leading the forms or you're leading actual just a drill, then is learning how to watch the class, keep your eyes on them and fix the wrong. So you're the one in charge of this drill. Okay, one specific drill, you've had time to think about it, you've had time to plan it. It's not the warm-up that encompasses a bunch of different things. It's one drill. So you've had time to think in your head, what are the problem areas that most likely will present themselves when we're doing this drill? And I can tell you just, if you're doing side kick or round kick or hook kick drills, it's going to be pivot. That's going to be one real big deal that happens. And along with pivot then will become balance. People falling off one way or the other. Their eyes going different directions while they're kicking, not staying on the target. Those are going to be things. It could be pivot, it could be posture, it could be breathing, timing. They're not hitting with the correct striking surface. You might want them to practice it a different way. When I'm practicing for sparring type drills, when I'm working on a kick and I'm in that sparring mindset, then I might do things like point my toes to give me an extra little bit of length to my foot, right? And it makes more of a slap to my partner, so it's lighter on them, a little bit easier on them, but it gains me some extra distance on my technique too. Versus if I do that same technique, say maybe it's a hook kick or something, or an axe kick, if I did that for power, for board breaking, for regular self-defense target practice, then I might pull my toes back so I'm hitting with the heel of my foot, depending on which way I'm going, if it's an axe kick or a hook kick, whatever. So know that and be so specific about it that you can help watch, keep your eyes open for that, and point out to people, okay, well here's exactly how I want that kick to look. Okay, if it's for sparring, then yes, let's point our toes. If it's not for sparring, it's for target practice, I want to get the full range of motion, I want to work on how I might learn to do it if I'm going to do it for board breaking or for self-defense. And let's pull those toes back and make sure we're getting practice hitting with the specific part of the heel we want to hit with, right? Could be getting their hips into something a little bit more. There's different ways we can work on getting our hips with pushing motions or pulling motions and all that stuff. You need to have thought that part through. That's how specific I want to get on things if you're helping lead drills during the class. Last thing is you can work on their balance, right? So they're falling backwards, falling over to the side, or it's a spin drill. A lot of people on spins and jump spins and all, then they start going off one side or the other, backwards, forward. So help them figure out and learn how to do that. If they're having issues with that as a class, with balance or any one of those things, then stop the drill and break it down to that simple part of it right there. Okay, let's take the kick out of it. Let's just work on spinning and thinking about keeping our posture straight up, like you've got a string going through your spine and up through your head and all that, and you're just thinking up. That way you're not going to fall off to the side as you do your spin. So take the kick out of it and break it back down to a more simple element. But as the instructor leading any drill, you've got to have that kind of stuff on your mind. What's the biggest problem, challenges that are going to happen? So I'm going to watch, I'm going to specifically be watching for those things. Pivots here, maybe they're dropping their hands. They're focused so much on this kick now they're dropping their hands. Okay, well you got them good at the kick, then stop the class and say next level up thinking, I want to get my hands up because I don't ever want to be caught sparring with a real pretty kick but no way to protect myself, right? So know all the basic generals of that, general principles and all the things that are bound to come up of that specific drill, whatever drill it is you're going to teach. That's why I want you to break it down and to just let you do a drill at a time instead of give you the whole class, say, okay, go for it, because it takes a while to learn those things and be good enough and proficient enough on it yourself to where you can see all those issues and where you can recognize them. But by doing that, by learning how to see those issues, you become a lot better yourself. Then you can catch them on your own self when you're watching yourself practice, whether it's you videoed yourself or you've got a mirror in your room or something. All right. Two other things. When you're looking at the class and trying to spot the wrong and you're addressing it, you're learning how to fix the wrong. then remember what we talked about in previous videos, whether it was just when you're an assistant off to the side coming in or you're leading the warm-ups, okay? Be matter-of-fact about it. Don't try to point them out and say, that's terrible, you blah, blah, blah. Okay, try to be matter-of-fact, just make your correction and move on. Okay, hop change, switch feet, okay, boom, good. Now, punch with this hand, not that hand, your other left, whatever it is. Okay, I've said that phrase too many times during class. Okay, try to keep it moving. If you're the leader of the class during that any specific drill, then try to make the corrections and keep the class moving. Don't bog the class down by stopping everybody. No, that's terrible. He's not pivoting his foot. Everybody look at how bad this foot is. Just say pivot next time, blah, blah, blah. And if you see more than one person having that issue, a pivoting issue or something, then stop the class, sit them down and readdress it, okay? Say, okay, now watch. Here's what I mean when I say I want you to pivot. I want your foot turned this way. And specifically show them, okay? That's one thing. Then lastly, if you got a student, one particular student that's struggling, then hopefully you've got assistants off to the side, whether it's me off to the side watching or whoever, pull an assistant in and specifically assign them to that little Johnny right there. Mr. Meeser, little Johnny's having a hard time with this. Can you just kind of watch him and stay with him in line as he's doing this and make sure he's getting good? Oh, yes, I'll do that for you, okay? And if little Johnny's just not getting this drill at all and he's the only one, everybody else is getting and they're understanding, then maybe you ask us, one of the assistants, to pull him off to the side and work with him on it separately, okay? That way it doesn't disrupt the class and he can get it maybe with individual instruction. He can get it in about 30 seconds to a minute and then hopefully be back in line with everybody else doing the drill. Okay, so that's all it takes. Learn how to utilize your resources. If you got one struggler or one wiggler, then assign a specific assistant to be with little Johnny or with that trouble student, okay? If they're having too much trouble and it's bogging the rest of the class down or they're just not getting it at all and you're worried they might hurt themselves by doing this drill wrong, then ask that someone to pull them off to the side and work with them separately, okay? That's learning how to fix the wrong and addressing those issues when you're leading a drill. That's what I want to make sure I'm real specific about. You have that knowledge in your head about what all can come wrong with it, and you're prepared for it before you start the class. Thanks.